How y'all doing? I'm Joshua Wiley, and this video right here is entitled "He shall give his angels charge concerning thee." You gotta excuse it. I know it's a little dark. It's because I'm recording this late night. It's like 12:30 at night, and but I didn't want another day to pass without doing this lesson study. Sometimes we can get caught up in the cares of the world so much that we can push God's work aside, and that is not what I want to do. That is not what I want to do, especially as I get back into the swing of things. You know, I told the Lord and I made a promise that no matter what, I'm going to put his work first, even if it causes me, when the Holy Spirit says no, do as I told you to do. I gotta listen. You know. But anyway, this one right here, this is going to be two parts. We're on the altar of incense. And it hit me, beloved, as we're dealing with, being in the holy place and our sanctifying everyday walk. And I stress that, our everyday walk of living a sanctified life, which is taking baby steps, as I did in the earlier video. Studying the sanctuary. The sanctuary is, like I shared with y'all, it's beyond my imagination. And my guardian angel, who's right here watching me right now, I often talk to him, and I even talk to him even more now. I'm like, oh, I know y'all going, oh no, Josh, you're going crazy now, you're losing it. But beloved, think about it. I'm gonna do a whole lecture and a sermon on angels. We have great help, and that's what we're going to be dealing with today. And it hits me that I don't even think we realize how great of help we truly have. But before I continue on, speaking of great help, I want to say that little Cody's mom, or his grandma, little Cody's grandmother, she called me the other day crying. She called me crying because there's some wonderful people out there. I won't say your names. You know who you are. And there's some wonderful people out there who have been sending her money. And she called me in tears, thanking the Lord. And I think that's wonderful and a true blessing to bring light, to help bring light to that dark situation and that home where it was so dark and so sad and depressing. And from her even just seeing that there are people out there who care and who are willing to help. And I'm gonna take the advice of some of the people on there and make a GoFundMe page for Cody. I'm definitely gonna do that, but I'm gonna put all the information in another video, probably tomorrow. So I'm gonna get right back. To the set, but I wanted to say thank you. God knows who we are. It took me all these years of my life to realize that the best investment we'll ever make is in each other. That's the best investment you'll ever make, is in each other. But anyway, like I said, speaking of great help, I often talk to my guardian angel because I know I've put him through a lot. And angels have no gender, even though I'm saying him. But I'm grateful because I personally believe what we're going to touch on in these next couple series about the altar of incense and dealing with angels. You might say, Josh, why are you dealing with angels at the altar of incense? Beloved, it is the angels who takes your prayers before the throne. Of course, there's no limit to God. God is not in a box, and he hears our prayers regardless. But there's, for some reason, and it's the angels who God has set in us. That's that late night, who God has set in us to help minister to us also. And I believe this is something humongous that the devil wants to keep wants us to keep out of our minds and out of our thoughts that we have great help. And even when we're going to talk about why angels and prayers are mixed together. And, you know, when I think about it even more, your angels are with you 24/7. So if they truly see, you know, they see our goings up and our coming down. They see our faults and our flaws, and they see the true earnestness in things that we do. So if your guardian angel is watching you and they see that you earnestly do want to serve the Lord, and you earnestly have a true love for people, beloved, I believe your angel will fly before the throne and say, Father. They will plead in your behalf for prayers and for help and for things of that nature. I earnestly believe that your angel, when they know that there's an earnestness and the truthfulness, and even though you might fall and come short, your angel will speed to go before the throne and say, Father, Joshua, help him. You know, he needs this. Can I do this? Can I do that? I believe they will earnestly seek to help you even more. And the devil doesn't want you to know that, you know. And sometimes I apologize to my angel for the things that I put in front of his face, and even in myself, the things that I put to him, or what else should I say, put him around. Like when back when I used to get into a bad mood, first thing I do is I listen to some old hip hop, and might go drinking, and say I'm drinking, listening to some old hip hop, and I know it's breaking the heart of my guardian angel. I know it's breaking his heart. You know, I believe it even breaks his heart if he has to turn his back on me, if I go to certain situations where he can't go. You know, I believe that subject is so deep that I am going to do a study on it, like a whole study on it, and share my thoughts on our guardian angels. And think about it, beloved. Think about it. Your guardian angel was there at the very beginning, at the fall. You know, was there at the war in heaven. So if you know, when God says he gives you great help, not only do we have the Holy Spirit to help guide us and lead us, but we also have our guardian angels to help us also with little things and questions, and to help you study and things of that nature. Trust me, they lost friends too. Think about it. I want to bring an aspect of guardian angels that many don't think about. They had other angels who were their friends, who might have chose the other side. Certain demons who used to be friends with the with the good angels. So when that split came, they lost that friendship, that bond. And so they understand us in ways that we can't even imagine. They've seen, so they can help you with certain temptations and urges and things. You know, if we allow them to help us, they're here to minister to us. And what was brought out about it, and that brings up the name of today's lecture, is he shall give his angels charge concerning thee. If that sounds familiar to you, then you know where that's from. It's from Matthew 4, when Jesus is being tempted in the wilderness. Now, beloved, I've mentioned it in one of my past sermons, and I might have mentioned it in the last study, but the holy place, every piece of furniture in the holy place, the 3 pieces of furniture, the table of showbread, the altar of incense, and the 7-branch candlestick, are the 3 temptations of Christ in the wilderness. Beloved, the Holy Spirit showed this to me, only because it's from studying the sanctuary, but I was blown away. I was blown away when I was shown this, and I want to keep this picture up on the screen, but I'm going to turn my back to it again. But I was blown away when I was shown this, because it was like, wow. The 3 temptations After Christ was baptized, Christ's life was actually following the sanctuary pattern. After he was baptized, he was right at the bronze laver. Let me do this side. He was right here, and then it says, and the Spirit led him into the wilderness, took him into another area to be tempted and tried of the devil. And I believe that was symbolic. The wilderness was symbolic of the holy place, because what was the first temptation he was faced with? He said, if thou be the Son of God, turn these stones into bread. The first temptation dealt with bread. The second temptation, as we're going to get to, dealt with angels. Dealt with angels. And you might say, well, why would the second temptation deal with angels? Beloved, what do we say that the second piece of furniture in the holy place is? The altar of incense. The incense represents the prayers of the saints. The prayers of the saints. Well, the incense mixes with the prayers of the saints, which are taken before the throne. And we got that out of Revelation. The Holy Spirit said, well, let them know. Let them know where you got that from. And I want to say, it's in Revelation 4, where, or was it 7? I'm going to look for it. Alright, let me put a bookmarker where I'm at. And I don't mind just improvising. Usually I mark my verses ahead of time. But as we were talking about, you say, well, why would the devil bring up angels? Remember, he told Jesus in the second one, in the second temptation, he said, cast thyself from the temple mount, because didn't God give his angels charge over thee? Charge over thee. And Jesus said, it is written, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. Alrighty. And I'm not even going to cut this out. Some people I know edit and things of that nature, but I'm not going to edit. I'm not going to edit this video. And by the way, when the devil said, when the devil started quoting scriptures, it was actually Psalms 91. And there was a reason why he stopped immediately where he was at. There was a reason why he stopped immediately where he was at. Why he did not keep reading. Why he did not keep reading Psalms 91. Alrighty. Okay, I found it. Thank the Holy Spirit. But yeah, the devil was actually reading from Psalms 91. Go home. I mean, as after the study, read it. Read Psalms 91, and you'll see where he started to quote, and his angels shall give charge over thee. Matter of fact, we're going to touch on that right when I get done with this. But Revelation chapter 8, verse 3 says, and another angel came and stood at the altar, having a golden censer, and there was given unto him much incense. Remember, we're talking about the altar of incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of all the saints upon the golden altar. Now, who's offering the incense with the prayers? An angel. An angel. And this is Revelation chapter 8, verse 3. That's what I said. The whole Bible is in sanctuary language. It's an angel offering the incense with the prayers of the saints to go above into the throne of the Lord. Into the throne of the Lord. Matter of fact, verse 4, and the smoke of the incense, which came up with the prayers of the saints, ascended up before God out of the angel's hand. Beloved, the devil doesn't want you to know in your sanctifying walk, in your everyday sanctifying walk, as we deal with sanctification. Now, this is the heartbeat of today's message, and the next 3 that we're going to do on this subject is, you have great help in your sanctifying walk. Not only do you have the Holy Spirit, really is all the help you need, is God. The Holy Spirit is God. Not only do you have the Holy Spirit, walking you through your sanctifying walk. You have your guardian angel there helping you in your walk, helping you on your mission. Beloved, this is key and so important, because if you realize and know that you have your guardian angel, what shall you fear? Why shall you fear? You have great help. I often say, if these so-called horror movies was realistic, it wouldn't be a horror movie at all. For demons and the creatures or whatever that's in the movies, how they just run up on people and kill them. Far from the truth. They can't get through your guardian angel at all. At all. Trust me, if demons and things of that nature could get to you, just go through your guardian angel, most of us would be dead right now. Most of us would be dead right now. But this picture behind me, I'm going to zoom in, is actually a picture of the holy place. And it took me a while to find the good. Don't mind this X. The person who put this picture up put this X so people wouldn't reuse the picture without paying for it. Wow, they made my face extra huge. but so people wouldn't use this without paying for it. But I chose this picture because it was what I felt was the most illustrated version of the holy place. You have the 7-branch candlestick right here. You have the altar of incense right here, and you have the table of showbread right here. Now, if you might not can't see it, but there's incense coming off, the smoke coming up, rising out of the altar of incense, and the angels' hands, who are stitched in the veil, separating the holy place from the most holy place. It looks like they're offering the incense out of their hands, like we just read in Revelation. I'll zoom in it even more. If you can see, I was searching through a lot of pictures to find one that displayed what I think the real looks like. And if you can see their hands, the way their hands is offering up, going up, and the incense looks like they're coming out of hands. So honestly, it looks like the angels are taking the incense and casting it over the veil right into the throne of God. Right into the throne of God. Right into the throne of God. And you might say, wow. And this is what I said, how learning the sanctuary made me see this fact. Because, beloved, this is one of the most, I'm talking about, underrated, not spoken about. I think Stephen Bohr does a beautiful teaching on the sanctuary. Him and Ava Myers. And I would say definitely go listen to it. You can Google it right here on YouTube, both of them. But we're going to read in the creating of the veil. In the creating of the veil, God actually commands that the angels be stitched in the veil like that, right behind the altar of incense. It's all divine design. Nothing is done just for random. It was all done for a reason. And I took this long and took my time, not only because it's late night and I'm a little tired, but God's work has to be done. And I'm talking about, this was a blessing to me. Every piece of the sanctuary is a blessing to me and helps me in my everyday walk with the Lord. So it's a must I share it. Whether I'm going a little slow, whether it's late night, whether I'm a little sleepy, it has to be put out there. And I don't know what tomorrow may bring. And the Holy Spirit said, no, Josh, do not close your eyes without doing this study. So I'm about to end part one. And then I'm going to go right into recording part 2 also. I'm going to write recording part 2. But we're about to read where you can find about the veil being stitched is Exodus 26. Exodus 26. And then the next part I'll tell you the verse. Remember, in your sanctifying walk, we have great help. Y'all take care.